With a new administration taking office in just hours, and the success of TrumpCoin shattering records, many Moonboys are left confused, asking themselves, is the top close? Well, let's just say that before you watch this video, you might want to grab some napkins, because it's about to get downright messy. So if you truly understand how big this is and how big it's about to get, hit that like and subscribe, and without any further ado, let's absolutely and completely dump on in. So it's impossible to talk about the cryptocurrency space today without mentioning TrumpCoin. And specifically, we're gonna be talking about that. But before we do, I do wanna highlight that for the 11th week in a row, Michael Saylor posts the Saylor Bitcoin tracker. MicroStrategy always buys Bitcoin the next day. So I think tomorrow's gonna be big. Not because it's Monday and Michael Saylor always buys Bitcoin on Mondays, which is one reason that it's big. But the real reason this is big is because for once in every 4 years, there's a new administration in the US. And specifically, this administration that's taking office is the first and only pro-crypto administration in history. So without any further magoo, obviously, it goes without saying, tomorrow is going to be extremely big. I think it's going to be potentially one of the biggest days since the creation of days themselves. Now, as I talked about, I do want to talk about this TrumpCoin. This is absolutely bananas, and I'm going to actually answer some questions about, did I buy any? What's going on right now at the time of recording this video? TrumpCoin. Actually, if we look at the rankings, TrumpCoin is the 18th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Absolutely insane. $28 billion of volume in the last 24 hours. The market cap is about 13 billion. And a lot of people are confused. A lot of people are asking, a lot of people are doubtful, specifically people that have been in this space for multiple cycles even. These people are just confused by what has happened over the past 24, 48 hours with the launch of TrumpCoin. A lot of people got blindsided by it. A lot of people are feeling massive FOMO. A lot of people are feeling down because TrumpCoin is up in the last 24 hours. I mean, I don't know, massively, over 1,000%, just insane gains. And a lot of that liquidity actually even got sucked out of some altcoins where people were finally starting to feel like altcoins were doing well. And TrumpCoin just took a lot of that liquidity. I mean, look, you can see on the side of my screen here, you see TrumpCoin just over the last 7 days. I mean, look at this, just straight up. Whereas you can see a lot of these other coins in the past 24, 48 hours are just kind of down. So people are feeling down. People are feeling like they missed out. People are feeling like, because even the OGs missed out on this coin for the most part. Very few people got in the first few critical minutes of this. I didn't. I got in, I think, within the first 12 hours. So I did buy some. I put in a decent chunk, actually, about 5 figures, and it's up for 5x or something right now. So, and I actually did not get it early. I actually got it from a centralized exchange. So that's not early when exchanges are listing it. It is available here. It's extremely risky. And that's why I want to highlight too. I bought TrumpCoin expecting to lose everything. I put in about 5 figures with the intention of, my expectation was I'm probably going to look at this in like 4 hours. And that 5 figures that I put in is gonna be worth maybe 3 figures. Okay, so I was like expecting, and I still am expecting that. It's extremely risky. It's straight up gambling. But I invested in it with my ultimate goal, if it would play out correctly, is I write it out to whenever I start. I'm probably just gonna write it to 0 to be honest. But ideally, if it goes up a lot and I have a lot of gains, maybe 6, maybe 7 figures, right? That would be insane. If that happens, then I would put it into Bitcoin. That's my ultimate plan if I would do that. Because I'm not a big fan of meme coins. I think they can be extremely profitable, which is the only reason that I invested. I don't even like saying invested, but I invested in TrumpCoin, I guess. Again, as I just said, with the full knowledge that most likely I am going to lose everything that I put in. That is my base case for TrumpCoin, is that I'll probably lose everything. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I didn't put in an amount that would I put in a very small amount percentage-wise. But with that being said, this is very a very confusing thing. I mean, Charles Hoskinson actually says it nicely. He says, so that he doesn't die of a brain aneurysm by the massive cognitive dissonance that's going on currently with Trump coin, he's going to treat a new kind of asset, a political approval token that measures his current popularity, power, and reach. If number goes up, then it's due to those metrics increasing. And if it goes down, it's because those metrics are decreasing. And this is a gigantic post. And actually, you know what's crazy is that with posts this long, I normally would not want to read the whole thing. This is actually a really good post by Ice on X. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I do want to summarize parts of it. Basically, a lot of people's spirit was broken in the past 2 days because even very wealthy people with 7 to 8 figures invested in this space that have been here for a while, even they are like kind of just like spiritually or mentally like disturbed by what has happened. They're kind of confused and they feel like they missed out. Even, think about that. Let's say somebody has a $20 million net worth, $30 million net worth, and they even feel bad that they missed out on this opportunity to make a lot of quick gains. The big thing I will say about this is that Trump coin has the potential of being like the ultimate meme coin because it is the meme coin of the first pro-crypto president in history and also the most controversial president in history. It has a lot of meme material there, right? It's very memeable. It's the fastest token ever to hit a multi-billion dollar market cap. The demand is insane. It is kind of confusing. Like I'm looking at this as, first of all, I'm not getting like emotionally invested in this. I'm not letting my ego get in the way because there's a lot of people that have been, writing these long posts saying, oh, I've done everything right. And then Trump coin comes along and they feel bad because they didn't get the benefit from it and they didn't make a lot of money from it. And it's hurting a lot of people's feelings, and a lot of people are getting wrapped up in it. I'm like standing back. I'm not getting emotional about it. I'm not getting egotistical about it. It is what it is. If you got in early, which I really didn't, I got in and have like a nice gain on it, but I didn't really get in early. I have some, and I don't really care if it's going to go to zero or if it. I mean, I do care if it 50x's from here and it's like a lot of money. Obviously, then I would take profit, but I wouldn't get upset about this if you missed it. I wouldn't, because I truly believe that we're in a very good spot in the cycle. I think it is very clear that this type of phenomenon is typically something you would see at the top, but I think this is fundamentally different because historically we're not, indicators showing a top have not fired. This is a very, very, very unique situation that I personally don't think can be compared to any other meme coin launch or any other top indicator or euphoria indicator. I think this is a very unique situation. And I think that's what some people are struggling with because, again, as it says here, everyone feels like Trump might cause the end of this industry in a couple of years. There's a lot, this is a good post. Again, there's a lot of good points in here. But as it says here, crypto has always been a deeply insecure industry. Every single cycle, events transpire which raise probability of crypto never coming back. This is why there's a tendency to spin narratives and tokens around people powerful for like Musk and Trump. I personally think that I'm looking at this as a positive thing. I don't personally think Trump coin is necessarily a positive thing. Don't get me wrong. I don't think, believe me, if someone would ask me, would you prefer if Trump coin never launched or if it did launch, I would probably say I would prefer if it didn't ever launch because it's overall, I think there's a lot of goods and a lot of pros and cons, and I think you have to weigh them. But ultimately, we have to look at the facts. The first pro-crypto president in history is about to take office, has the chance of really just basically legitimizing and legalizing all types of cryptocurrency. And there's some bad in that for sure. And there's some good in it as well. Overall, it's the complete night and day difference of what we were dealing with, which was like very anti-crypto sentiment in terms of regulation across the board, to now we're looking at a future which is potentially the exact opposite. So we have to understand that that's a good thing, but there's some bad things that come along with it. And I'm going to be honest, I'm just not getting too worked up about it right now. And I see a lot of people getting very worked up about it. I don't think that's the smart thing to do. I think we should just sit back and watch because that's all you can do anyway. There's no point in getting really butthurt or upset about what's happening. If you did or didn't get in, it's just crazy to me. I scrolled Twitter this morning for like a couple minutes. Every single post until I closed the app was about Trump coin. It is even my friends who don't even like crypto, I asked them if they heard about it and they all said yes, even they had heard about it. So this is a unique phenomenon, and basically my point is I personally think that, well, to be honest, with Trump becoming president tomorrow, I think there's a decent chance it might keep going up. It might also dump massively on the news. I mean, that's the thing. It's all a gamble. Really, this meme coins in general are a massive gamble. But I think it is going to bring new money into the space, and that's the same argument people have always made for meme coins, is that they bring new people into the space. And eventually those people hopefully get into Bitcoin, which is something fundamentally different than meme coins. But I don't know. These last 48 hours have honestly been kind of weird. I think that's the easiest way for me to sum this up. Maybe leave your comment below about what you think. I mean, everyone has a crazy, controversial opinion about Trump coin. I'm trying to get not too emotional about it because I honestly don't really care that much. Who knows? It's impossible to predict, so why even try? Two things can be true at the same time. Trump launched a meme coin, and this person's not a fan of it. But if people want to buy it, then they can buy it. And then the other thing is Trump administration will be very good for our industry and will likely pump Bitcoin's price. So that's exactly how I'm thinking about it. That's why I talked about this tweet by Nico on X, is that's exactly how I'm viewing this. I'm not getting too wrapped up in the emotional, all of that. I wouldn't get too worked up about it. If you missed it, that's okay. I think we're about to make a lot of money regardless. We also see that this is the new U.S. Treasury Secretary. He attended Trump's crypto ball. You're not bullish enough. This is a fundamental shift in terms of how cryptocurrency is treated in the U.S. I think it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be volatile. And there's going to be things that happen that you don't like personally. But hey, is it better than what the future could have been? I think so. I think it's very likely. We also see that every 4 years, the same thing happens with these charts. And I think we're about to enter the most parabolic phase. Tech Dev, credit to Tech Dev. This is his chart as well. Just very good at mapping out long-term cycles, I believe. Dumping high conviction plays to chase shiny objects like the Trump coin is not a smart thing to do, basically. But it invariably does happen here right before the next major liquidity wave. So these type of events do happen before the massive runs up. For example, we all know before altcoin seasons, usually people feel horrible about their alts. They feel like they're never going to make any money. They feel like they're completely banged and alts will never pump. And then inevitably alts do pump. And I think this meme coin is maybe like the most macro bullish signal. And you have to filter out the noise because it's very easy also to make an argument why it's not good for the space, which I don't disagree with. I don't, as I just said, I personally would prefer if Trump coin probably was never created. But overall, I don't think it's some absolute doom and gloom signal. I think it's a fundamentally very, very, very unique situation. Very unique thing that we can't look in the past and say, oh, remember the first time Donald Trump launched his massive meme coin and it was the fastest growing cryptocurrency by market cap ever? No, because it's never happened before. And, right before his presidency? No, because Trump has never launched a meme coin right before his pro-crypto presidency. That's a very, very unique situation. And I would just, urge people, because I know a lot of people are upset. It's kind of the point of this video is to maybe calm people down. I think it's, not that big of a deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but it's not like some doom and gloom, everything's over scenario. The Trump pump starts tomorrow. Bitcoin will go parabolic. This is exactly what I believe. I believe that's exactly the trend we're going to be following. As we see altcoins right here, I think when we look back in 6 months, this chart is going to look completely crazy like this. People are going to be up on their coins that they feel so horrible about right now, and they're going to be looking back and thinking, okay, maybe I shouldn't have been so upset. But they probably will be upset because they'll round trip them anyway. And even though the prices might come up here, they probably won't sell and they'll round trip and not make any money anyway, most people. So I hope you make money, hopefully. But yeah, overall, Bitcoin's sitting basically right at all-time highs. We are about a 3% pump away from all-time highs. We're right there as we go into a holiday in the US. But the inauguration, the presidency of Trump begins, the most pro-crypto presidency in history. And overall, I'm bullish on the space. I think the dollar is going to, same things I've been saying for the past week or so, but ultimately the Trump coin, it's a very unique phenomenon. And I wouldn't get upset about it if you missed it. Right now, people are asking, is it too late to buy in? Guys, nobody on the planet knows the answer to that. This coin could start dumping tomorrow and never recover. It could become a coin that 20x's from here. It could still have insane gains from here. Nobody knows. It's insanely risky. You could lose everything if you invest. As I said, I personally think it's likely I probably will lose what I invested. I don't really care that much. It's a very small portion of my portfolio. I would never invest 5+% of my portfolio in a meme coin like Trump coin. But the crazy thing is that people that do that, and maybe they do invest that 5-10% of their portfolio, and they have like a giant chunk in Trump coin, those people could end up making tens of millions of dollars from that choice. But that's the risk. You could lose everything. You could make a ton. And that's literally the reason so many new people in crypto want to be in crypto, because you can make those crazy gains at the cost of also potentially losing everything that you put in. It's very risky. And I personally, my opinion on this is I don't think we've ever seen a meme coin like this in terms of how unique it is. It's the incoming president of the United States' meme coin that launched 2 days before he becomes president. And he's very crypto friendly, and he might get rid of any types of regulations on and strangulations that have been on this industry. I don't know, and nobody does, and that's honestly kind of exciting. Isn't that why most people are here, honestly? Because we don't know, and things could be crazier than we think they ever could be. And get signed up with Femex or BITUNIX if you're interested in buying altcoins or trading. Again, it's extremely risky to buy Trump coin, but hey, I'm not here to tell you you can't do it. I bought it, and I'm okay with losing everything. So if you buy it, I hope you're okay with losing everything, because that's probably more likely than anything. But hey, again, there's always a small chance that maybe you don't. Without further ado, it's free.